Hello Nigerians and all the members of Obidient family worldwide. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me once again today. I've always said it here that P2B and the Obidient movement are a very strong force. That APC supporters, when they see them, they begin to cry, they begin to wail. You see, what happened in Edo State, Benin City yesterday is something that when you see it, you begin to ask, how come? What is really going on? The way Obidients, Edo State Obidients came out for the fitness walk organized by the Labour Party governorship candidate of Edo State, being Olumide Akpata. You need to see how Obidients came out in mass to show support for Olumide Akpata. And in fact, I must say that this Obidient family stand for accountability and credible candidate. You need to see how they all came out in mass to support Olumide Akpata. Just a fitness walk, and boom, all the Edo State Obedients came out. I am going to share that video with you so that you will see yourself what actually happened yesterday. How they painted Benin City red, and APC supporters are crying online. They are crying online because they have not seen such a support before. They have not seen such a people with one mind and, a firm resolve to bring a better and a new Nigeria through Peter Obi. Peter Obi is actually the orchestrator of all these things happening around Obedience movement. It is because of him this crowd are gathered to support Olumide Akpata. I'm going to share that video. I don't want to bore you with too many talks. And when we come back, we analyze the video and then talk about some other things.
The Obidient movement group embarked on the physical fitness walk through major roads in Benin State, in company with the Labour Party's governorship candidate Olumide Akpata and the state chairman of the party, Kelly Ogbaloy, and other party executives in the state. The convener Stephen Osengi comment on the essence of the exercise.
The purpose of this was for Obidients who have shown their strength in 2023. We wanted to make sure we let Edo people know that Obidients are still here. And there's one candidate that Obidients are fully supporting in Edo State, and that is our guy, Olumide Akpata.
The Labour Party governorship candidate and state chairman of the party are confident that the fitness walk has sent a strong message to other political parties that Labour Party is fully ready to win the election by playing according to the rules of the game.
We are confident that if the game is played by the rules, we will win this election.
Yes.
Because Labour Party stands for the people, and the people stand for Labour Party.
Yes.
Those who want to be in contest with us should go and get set, because the business is not going to be the same.
Some participants comment on the success of the exercise.
He's the youngest governorship aspirant. It shows that he will definitely deliver on the dividends of democracy and the people in Edo State, the Edolites.
Akpata is a man with capacity. Asama is the Yerima of Auchi land, is a Muslim. This is the first time in the history of Edo State that a Muslim person has the possibility of becoming deputy governor of the state.
The Obedient Fitness Walk, we are awakening the spirit of all Edolites, the Obedient family. There is no Labour Party without Obedient family.
The participants also emphasized that the group is not in support of any other governorship candidate. Donald Eminye, ITV News.
Now, I believe you saw that the Edo youths, how they came out in mass, and they are just happy, so happy to be supporting this guy, Olumide Akpata, under the umbrella of Labour Party, of which we know that P2B is the main man, the main reason why these people are gathered. These people are just, they just want a credible government. They just want a competent person. They just, want someone who will be there and, the poor masses will at least, be able to afford 3 square meals a day. And that is what this particular government lacks. They lack empathy. They don't even have plans for the average and poor masses. And that is where P2B comes in. That is where Labour Party and the Obedient movement, that is what we are fighting for in this country. And that's why we always say that a new Nigeria and a better Nigeria is possible through P2B and the Obedient movement. Having said that, I need you to listen to Edo Red.Farotimi. Of course, yesterday was his birthday. but he actually, I like to listen to that man because he always makes sense. He understands the situation of this country, and he understands the tribalistic sentiment the governments are playing around the politics. I need you to listen to him. He actually discussed why the Igbos are not depending on the government. Now let's listen to him. When we come back, we analyze the video and wrap it up.
If you look, you observe some pockets of violence in some places. You see some in the north, you see some in the southwest. So what's your take? What do you this calls for the division we're talking about? What's your general take regarding the countenance of some of the Igbos? They will say, don't join any protest, don't follow them to do any form of fight. This, that, we're not part of it, we're not part of that. Now that some of them will be saying, let's go with Tinubu and all of that. What do you think regarding that disunity, regarding bringing people together and to do something at once?
Look, when you have a situation where there is a concerted effort to stigmatize an ethnic nationality and blame them for everything that goes wrong, and that ethnic nationality in response now say, okay, you know what, so that they will not say that it is we who are causing problem, please stay out of any wahala that is being orchestrated. I can't blame them. If the Igbo man is saying, I don't have any problem with Tinubu, I'm not part of any protest against the government, I can't blame them for saying that. I grew up in an era where whenever there was any problem, the first thing people did was to loot. And who are the people who lost when shops and markets were looted or burnt? It was the Igbo, because those are the merchant, that's the merchant class in Nigeria. Long time ago, when Nigeria had not become the evil forest that it is today, it was just in his infancy at that time. The Igbo man learned that the government has nothing for him. So he learned to survive on his own. You will rarely ever find an Igbo man applying to the civil service or looking for a salary job. So the average one, even the ones I went to university with, they will go and attach themselves to somebody in the market. They will learn a trade. So they learned to do without government. They learned to discount the government completely. Which means that the Igbo man is better equipped than any other Nigerian to cope with our current circumstances, where the government has become completely useless. The Igbo man was already prepared for the uselessness of the government. So now that he is prepared for it, and everybody else have now decided to stigmatize the Igbo man, I can't blame the Igbo man for turning around and saying, it's none of my business, enjoy your government. He didn't enjoy anything from the government before. So for somebody, and I'm talking about the average Igbo man who is like me and you. I'm not talking about the Ojius or Kalus of this world or the Okorochas of this world who have always fed on the grievances of Ndi Igbo and made money by appeasement of government and then presuming to speak on behalf of. I'm not speaking to those ones. I'm speaking for the average man on the street who grew up believing that he has no portion in Nigeria, which was what fed the Biafran spirit and the demand for Biafra even 50 years after the Civil War. So I'm not speaking to the man on the street of Alaigbo. I'm not speaking to the trader in Alaba or at Aspanda or at Ladipo. All those ones, they have always lived with the mentality of being victims of the system. So when a victim of the system is telling you, leave me out of your protest, go and deal, because it wasn't gaining anything from the system in the first place. So if he wasn't gaining anything from the system in the first place, he has nothing to lose if the situation becomes the only thing that is happening now is that more victims are being recruited into the Nigerian mess. So why should he, who was always a victim, further victimize himself by joining those he believes are responsible for his victimhood? Unfortunately, it only assures the victimization of everybody.
That's exactly.
But it is now incumbent on those of us who know better to help him to understand that, yes, we understand that was yesterday. But for us to all come out of this together, you would have to move away from that pain to now walk. Now at least everybody is now suffering. Yorubas will say that it means that until suffering is democratized, it is not possible to end it. The suffering in Nigeria has now been democratized. Long ago, I predicted that the Nigerian revolution will start in northern Nigeria. The only reason I said so at the time is because the North had always been the reason we could not find common purpose to fight the evil. Exactly. But now that the person in power in the presidency is not a northerner and is at best a nominal Muslim, and the suffering has now been fully democratized, the northern street, I'm not talking about the northern elite, the northern street has no interest in forbearing and continuing to suffer. Why is it that all of a sudden everything that they tolerated during the years of Muhammadu Buhari is no longer tolerable? Have you considered that?
It's true.
Look, I don't know how long it's going to take, but if this mess continues, the problem that will consume this government will start in northern Nigeria. It's not going to start in the east. The Igbo man has more or less taken a position. I was always a victim. Go and solve your problem. Leave me alone in my little corner. If you like, steal all the money in the world. You still take that money to a market to go and buy something. And who will you find in the market when you get there? You find the Igbo man there. Whether it's food you are buying, whether it's building material, whether it's car, you find the Igbo man is there in the market waiting for you. So he's already in a position of advantage. So why would he disadvantage himself unless you people show him a readiness for change? So that is where we are right now. It might seem like nothing is going to happen, but something will definitely happen. This system is not sustainable.
Welcome back. Now, I believe you heard all what he said. I believe you listened to him. For those of them that are counting the Igbos does not actually depend on the government. And the truth is that that is not what we want. We want a government that we can depend upon. We want a government that can be able to provide for the poor masses. And that is why we are supporting Peter Obi, because we have seen that he is credible, accountable. He has done it before, and we believe that he can still do it again. He is the only man that has the interest of the poor masses at heart. Forget about others. They have come to loot the country. You hear what is going on in APC, how some of their governors stole the state money. They, lavishly, some of them use it to pay for their son's school fees up front. And the poor masses are suffering. The state workers are suffering. The teachers are suffering. They are not being paid. But these people, they were able to loot the state money to pay for their children's school fees up front. While there are some kids and children in that particular state who couldn't go to school because they don't have access to school. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to stop this video here and allow you to drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.